I cannot possibly overstate how vital it is that you're vigilant, that you do not exchange things that are real, things that merely have the appearance of being real. Because so many things these days do. And the ability to mimic and convince us of their reality when in fact they're based in nothing more than promises and unproven capacity, their ability to fool us is becoming more and more advanced. So our obligation, our exceptionally important need, is that we are not taking things at face value. Because face value might have served us in the past. But these days, face value and 5 layers deep all look like it could be the real thing. And you see people everywhere exchanging that which is real for that which is false. And then realizing after the fact, but by then the damage is done. By then you've invested in a company that was smoke and mirrors and no results. And you have lost something real and tangible for you. The time and money that you've saved has been swapped out for nothing, or very little, or not worth its value. And yet the person who is selling the illusion, the person who is selling the dream, they have obtained a real thing in exchange for that false thing, for that smoke and mirror narrative, illusion, storyline that they wove so convincingly. And why is it convincing? Because of their charisma and their confidence. And we are fooled by their charisma and their confidence. Because somewhere inside of us we think, how could anyone so convincingly sell this if it weren't true? Or if they at least didn't believe it were true? And that's usually where the answer is also. Not everyone is in touch with reality. And many people who are selling them, and many people who are selling things to us are themselves deluded. But what does that matter in the end? When people have lost out their homes, their livelihoods, their health, because the harm that can be done knows no bounds. The volume of harm that can be done to people en masse has no limits. And if they are indeed deluded as they weave their stories and sell their lies, and thus they become very convincing to us, our ears and our eyes, there's nothing that can convince them to stop selling what they think is going to bring them value. Not everyone that tries to sell you something is sound of mind. In fact, most may not be. So, regardless of the variables on that end, the obligation then lies with us. Those who have the ability to say no, to vet, to double check, to pause and wait before making a decision, to advance stillness, to be prudent and careful. These are old and boring values. And this is exactly what we need. Everything is too fast-paced, too exciting, too interesting. There's too much FOMO, there's too much opportunity. We don't need it, we never did. But we've been enchanted, enthralled, intoxicated by this way of being, by needing the latest and next and best. But it is our undoing, individually and collectively. We need to bring back the stable, the solid, the sound, the still, the waiting, the pause, the prudent, the careful, the considered, the thoughtful, and the true. All these things are aligned with the truth. All these things are aligned with the real. This is what we must bring back. If we are to discern, if we are to save ourselves, if we are to pull back the tide, to get above the flooding waters that seek to take us all out in a madness of impassioned delusion.